everyone. Welcome back to Seriously, Sir. We hope you enjoyed last week's episode of Amy's date.
Oh my god, yeah. So we are here to share in a judge-free zone our stories, experiences, lessons, and apparently lots of laughter because I can't stop. So you're up. You had a date.
I did. It actually was decent, but I have to tell you what happened leading up to the date on the apps so that this date can be really fully appreciated because I was about to be like, I'm never fucking going on a date again.
And this one would assume is not matched.
No, I told you I deleted that.
Yeah.
So don't do it.
We had a decent one from which app?
Hinge. Yes. So I went out with him at the end of last week. And so the start of my week, right? I matched with this one guy on Bumble. And I have this up so I can read these to y'all. Have to really understand the magnitude of what I was dealing with. And this guy, he was cute, really into fitness like me. It seemed like we had a lot of the same stuff, right? So we matched. I have my opening thing on Bumble where it asks what's the best advice or quote someone has told you. So it started off where he told me this quote and it didn't make sense. So then I literally asked him what, and he apparently typed the wrong words in places, didn't double check what he was sending, so it was wrong. And so I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And then he said, do you want to talk today, and send me his phone number. And so I responded with, which I respond to everyone when they give me a phone number or ask for mine, I say, I don't exchange phone numbers or personal information until I've met someone and know I want to see them again. It's like a safety thing, right, from previous bad experiences. And so he said, okay, yeah, I understand. We can do that whenever's best for you, today or tomorrow after 3, all up to you. I don't want to rush you. And so, not intentionally, but I didn't respond because I had a really crazy week. And he sent another one that said, okay, so I'll try to call you on the app tonight. And then tried to call me. But I was still working. And then I talk all day at work. So the last thing I want to do when I get off work is get on a phone call for no reason. I'm not a big phone person. So unless there's a reason we're getting on the phone, there's a story that needs to be told, there's a plan that needs to be worked out, there's a reason to be on the phone call where I know the phone call is only going to be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we're getting off. I don't want to be on the phone. And I also don't understand the phone call thing before meeting someone on a date, because any of the questions you would ask on the phone, to me, are the questions you ask on a first date.
Fair. I will say, though, from my experience, because I do have a friend who's like you, and she, well, unlike you, she's nervous on first dates and afraid she's not going to talk about it or whatever, so she doesn't want to talk on the phone. I myself, in the past, have kind of enjoyed that because you can feel the energy a little bit. It might not be the nature of what you're talking about, but you can kind of feel the energy a bit more to know how you're going to vibe or what to expect, if you will. But that's me, because I am okay. I don't like the phone either. I really don't. I get a little nervous, honestly. I don't like it. I like to see expressions and feel the energy in person. But it shows me a little bit something about them too, rather than just a WID text. What are you doing? If they care to take the time or whatever. But with that being said, I mean, I get that we're a lot alike, but we're very different too. I like someone who can express themselves, and I don't mind reading a long text.
That's coming,
so
guys.
We're all different, and like I said, we're not here to bash anybody, nobody because there's someone for fucking everybody out there. But long text and phone calls are recorded.
So that'll transition into the next man, actually. Thanks, Amy. So I matched with this other guy. This is like the next day.
We have phone call guy, we have
And
long
so
text guy.
I give people like 24 hours to say something. And then if they don't, I send a little like emoji hand that's just like this, right? Because then it's like, hi. Right. So I send that. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read this long text, okay? But just so y'all can see the magnitude of this text, it was long. So I'm gonna read it to y'all. I will be reading this for the first time with y'all. And then I'll read you my response. Hi, to break the ice, I have a question. To begin though, imagine you and I are in the future where we've started a family. Personally, I have a younger brother and sister. However, I'm open to any amount of children. Let's say, at the moment, we have 2 happy and healthy offspring that are both old enough to carry their own for the most part when traveling. Everything else in our lives is accordingly and going extremely well. And the time of year is now, where Thanksgiving and Christmas is coming up. Hi. We have all previously been on vacation together, but not with the children being able to carry their own suitcase. We additionally have no other obligations, plans, desires that are more importantly needing to be completed or addressed that can't wait. With all of us excitingly ready to go on vacation together, where are we going and why? That was long to read.
You almost lost me. I had to read.
So I don't respond to this, you guys, because I open it and I see it and I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not reading all this. So the next day I get a message that says, hey Corey, no pressure. Was just wondering if you thought about that vacation spot yet. Hope all is well for you too. I didn't know a vacation spot he was talking about. Because I read the first 3 sentences and I automatically was like, I'm not reading the rest of this shit. And so I said, hey Sean, I have to be honest, I hate long texts like this. It overwhelmed me when I came through and I saw how long it was. Good luck to you. Basically saying not interested, because I don't ever want to text like that again.
Ending with bye.
So he messages back the next day. I'm like laughing that he even got a message back, right? Good luck to you means bye, friend. So
with a good luck.
So he says, I respect that. Only honesty is my vibe too. My intention was and is pure, and what's important to me is growing together in the long term. These are all nice things. But then he goes, is there any chance at all you'd still might be open to figuring out that potential vacation spot? I already said I didn't want to pick a fucking vacation spot.
You know what though? I'm listening to this. This is wild because he keeps trying. You have not set a vacation spot. Clearly, you don't care to set a vacation spot. But okay, let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. He keeps trying. He's interested. Give up on the fucking vacation spot.
Right, we move on.
Hey Corey, like I'm sorry if that was too much for you, but would you consider
chatting and getting to know each other? Yes. So I responded a little rudely this time.
This time.
Okay, touche, okay? So I said, I don't think you understood the last response. I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't read the first message because it was too long. And please don't send it again. I don't like messages like this. He messaged me again, which I'm just seeing. I didn't realize he messaged me again because I haven't been on in a few days, if I'm being honest.
Since then?
Yeah, he said, with wanting to put forth effort towards being the best version of myself and what is to possibly come from it in the future, I'll most certainly never give up trying. Is there something in particular you'd like to talk about, or perhaps something you'd like to ask me?
Oh. Yeah, I'm a little speechless. He's persistent.
He's very persistent.
I mean, at least you know to go on vacations.
When the kids can carry their own bags. So that was number 2.
Okay.
So I have 2 more. Apparently 3 days ago.
Okay.
But I haven't been on.
Okay.
I haven't been on that app. So then we have this other guy. He said, "Hey Corey," and I said, "Hi." He said, "I'm excited to meet you." I was like, "I'm excited to meet you too." And then, or get to know you, is what we both said. And then his next message, he said, "I'm not looking for a fling. I'm here to build a great friendship, take things slow, patient. I'm looking for a woman to plant flowers in my soul.
Oh.
Someone made of water and sunlight. Someone who knows how to pour themselves just to help me grow. I'm looking for a woman who's respectful, honest, loyal, consistent, communicates well, classy, ambitious, supportive, considerate, sense of humor, affectionate, romantic, spontaneous."
That's what he wants.
So I said, "This text is sweet. I can appreciate what you want for sure. This message is very intense for only having said hi. If you want all these things, what do you bring to the table for them?"
Hell yeah.
So he said, "I bring finance, communication, respect, feminine era. I make you happiest you ever be." And so I said, "Those are all good things. Are you from the States?"
That's good. You asked.
And he goes, "I'm in Florida now. I live in Lake Mary." And so I said, "So you're not from the States. Where are you from?" And he said, "San Diego, California, and Brooklyn. What about you?" Like, clearly not from the States if you don't even know what that means. You can't be from 2 places. Like, you're from one.
What does picture look like? Is it porn?
No.
You think he was just trying to sound cute?
But you know what? There's a lot of, like, which is not him, but I'm saying in general. There's a lot of, like, people from Europe and stuff that like me, and, like, they look like they're from the States. Like, I don't know if they've been here a long time, or, like, you know, over time, like, people kind of, like, acclimate to where they're at and stuff. So, like, but, like, yeah.
If he didn't get.
But with that one, I was like, okay, so, like, you told me everything you want for you, and you haven't even asked me one thing about myself, even in that conversation.
So even when you asked him, though, his first on the list was finance. So he could potentially be looking for this woman, this unicorn, to flower his soul. He said, I don't know. And to me, sounds like, well, I'm gonna pay for you. You're gonna do
whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
what I hear.
So then the last guy. So I cannot show this picture because we agreed we're gonna keep these people anonymous. But this man's naked, you guys. Okay. He's naked. We did not match. I swiped no, but like he liked me. Okay, like it got home and open, and like that's what popped up. So this man is naked. He's sitting like this. There's a sheet draped on one side like this. Okay, on a bed. And his bio, in a very serious, like, face, almost creepy face, like this kind of thing. And it says, "Hey, single 38-year-old, no kids, looking for a shawty. I can wake up with a kick it. Real laid back. I like to call my girl Lil Mama."
Better than Scoop.
Someone nicknamed me Scoop. I stopped talking to him after that. I hope that's okay. You can also call me Poppy if you feel comfortable. He's white. like real white. I'm super cheap and my mom gives me haircuts. That doesn't mean I don't have money to take my little mama out on the town. I love the finer things in life. So when we go out, it's only fine dining. Red Lobster and Olive Garden, to name a few. I don't drink because women seem to take advantage of me. The end.
So this has been
So this was like all the people, right, leading up to what I actually finally had like a normal date that wasn't chaotic, but like in my head I was like, I'm never gonna find someone normal. Like this is like horrible. Like hope is gone.
so the guy that you saw last in person, what drew you to him on the app? Like what about his profile?
I think it was his look. We also had like quite a few interests in regards to like staying active, like active, healthy lifestyles. But I think it,
specifically
but he looked like he had like a very like kind face in his pictures. Yeah, and he had no weird pictures, like just like yeah, he had a kind face. Like he had a nice, not like ripped, right, but like he looked like he took care of himself. And so, and we honestly barely talked. It was like, hey, how are you? Good, how are you? And then he said some cute line, which I can't say for confidentiality reasons for him. But I like laughed at it and responded. And then he was like, I'd love to like take you out sometime this week. And I was like, my schedule's crazy. I said, tonight's literally the only night I don't have something going on after work. And he was like, well, it's last notice, but if you want to grab sushi for dinner, like let me know. And I was like, yeah, I'm down. And so we ended up meeting, and it was great. Like he was very, very handsome in person, looked like his pictures. Actually looked better in person. Our conversation like really flowed. Like I found out we were both Christian. He hasn't gone to church in a while, but it's something he like wants to get back into. He moved here like a while ago, and we talked about like drinking habits, which is funny. Like none of these things were like questions. It was just things that were like coming up in conversation. Mm-hmm. And he's very much like me, where like he really only likes to drink like on weekends. Like he doesn't really have, and when he goes out, he's like me, like he'll have like 2 or 3, but he's not going out to get like hammered. He doesn't really drink at home like me. So like it was a weeknight, but like because we were out to dinner, like he ordered us wine. Like we had 2 glasses each. We had a ton of sushi.
That was my next question. Did he order you a snack? Who was there first?
He was there first.
And he didn't order food and eat half of it?
He did not order food and eat half of it.
Okay, points.
No. He actually asked me, like, which I also thought was very kind. He was like, hey, like, I can eat anything. Like, do you have any food allergies? Like, is there anything you can't have? And I was like, actually, yeah. And so he literally, like, picked rolls that, like, didn't have that. Like, one thing I can't eat is shrimp. So there was a roll we both wanted, but had shrimp in it. And so he, like, asked them if they would just make it without the shrimp and leave the other fish in there. And so just, like, very considerate and kind. He likes to work out. He has a good job. He paid for everything. So I didn't even know he put his card on the table, if I'm being honest. But he had like put his card on the table. So when the woman walked over, he was like, which I also was like, oh wow, okay.
Like, he was following through. He said, can I take you out?
Yeah, but like even when that happens, like I've never had a guy do that. Like usually the waitress comes over and they're like pulling their wallet, where you have that awkward moment of like, oh, should I offer? Like he didn't even give the chance for that to happen. So I was like, oh wow, like that's so kind, you know?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because he asked you out. I feel like I do the same thing if it's a meetup. You're like, oh, let's meet up. little vibe check or whatever. But if a man's asking you out, which he said those words, that's great that he followed through. Is he your age?
Yeah. So, well, I think I'm a little bit older than him. He's 36 and I'm 37, but I think only by like a few months.
Has he ever been married?
I did not ask that. Yeah. Really didn't ask normal questions I would ask. Like we were vibing and the conversation was flowing so much that I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like, I don't know, I used to go into dates, not recently, this was probably like a year ago or prior to my last ex, I guess. And like I know what I'm looking for, so I would go into the first date and I almost feel like I had this, looking back, I had this like list of questions that I wanted answered, right? Because I didn't want to waste time, which is understandable. But I also feel like, you know, getting older, learning, growing, like those questions do need to be answered, but you also just have to some extent, for the first like date or two, like just enjoy it and see if you even vibe. Because I feel like when you go in and you're like, do you want kids? Do you want to be married? Do you want, you know, whatever, like a boat or a house or whatever, like it's almost like, whoa, too much too soon, right?
That was like last week. English
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Came at me and I'm like, can we just have fun? You know?
Right.
And you have to have, I think, at least like, if you're, I would say actually, moving forward, if that's how it was before, and then with this interaction you had, it should flow on the first date and have fun. And if you feel comfortable enough for a second date, then bang them out. The question should come up.
Well, and I feel like the questions, like what I've learned is if that person is genuinely interested in you, like they're also going to be bringing those types of questions up. Like they truly are looking like for something serious or whatever with you. Like they're gonna also ask those questions. And so I feel like it's naturally just gonna like flow in, where you're not gonna have to necessarily go in with this list. And really, my last ex is what I learned that from, because I going into meet, like I randomly met him when I was out one night, and then we just kept hanging out. But in my head, I was like, I don't know if this is really going anywhere. Like, you know, I'm not gonna worry about anything, like whatever. And then those things naturally came up, and then we were ended up together, you know, almost 2 years, and I thought I was gonna marry him, and it didn't work out. But like having that experience taught me that like somebody that is a long-term thing or a forever thing, like you're not gonna have to like have the list. You need to know what you want, but you don't have to go in and be like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Those things are just naturally going to like occur in conversation.
Or you can decipher how that date is going by that. If like consider it like a first date or a vibe check. So if it's a vibe check and you're vibing, you're not gonna have to go down your list.
Right.
If you're not vibing and you have to ask questions or get conversation going, then you're going down your list. So there you can decipher your vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Flowing or going.
For sure. Yeah. And so yeah, by the end of the date, he asked if he could have my phone number, which I gave it to him. And then I parked on like a street over because there was no parking in there a lot. And so he like walked me to my car because you know I'm walking by myself. And he was like, I'm gonna text you tomorrow. Like I would love to take you out again. Like would you be open to that? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And he was like, please get home safe. Like it's kind of late. And so courtesy to him because he said that, I texted him when I got home and I was like, so you know I'm home safe. Thank you for, you know, a great evening and a good dinner. And we've been talking every day since. He texts me every single morning.
Look at that.
So we'll see. I mean, you know me. I never put all my eggs in the basket in the beginning. Like,
as you should.
Right. Like you have to get to know someone. It takes time to get to know someone. It takes time to know if you want to be exclusive with that person. But I definitely would like go out with him again. I really truly enjoyed him a lot. And I did ask him. Okay, I said, what are your intentions in dating? Like, why are you on the app? And he said, you know, I'm at the point in my life where I'm making decent money and I'm traveling and I'm doing all these things that like I've always wanted to do. And in this last year, I realized that I really wanted someone to be able to make those memories with and to be able to build a future with. So I was like, oh, okay. So I don't know if he wants kids. I don't know if he wants to get married, but I do know that like he is looking for something like serious, you know, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, sounds like a life partner.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
That's
for a
fair.
first date, like that's enough to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And breath of fresh air. after the others.
Yeah.
Fed you more than a snack.
Yeah.
Didn't eat half of it.
No.
So yeah, that's good. That's good. Hope.
Hope. Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna put all the eggs in one basket, but there's hope. And two, like getting in that mindset that you said you changed a little bit from that to this, like have fun doing it. Have experiences, and if they're not the one and they don't check off all the boxes, at least it's a positive connection and night out and not a
For sure.
not a what we're used to.
Right.
That's what dating's all about. We just hope to have more of those than those.
And you know what? I'm super blessed that like I can even look at all the stuff leading beforehand and like laugh about it versus getting like frustrated and angry about it. Like, yeah, was I annoyed? Sure. But then like I was like telling these stories to my clients and like friends and like laughing while I'm telling them. Like
we have to laugh. That was gonna be the next thing I said. So this went well, which means you were nice to him. That's a good sign. That's usually what I ask you. Oh, you're being nice.
I don't like to say I'm not nice.
No,
I am very direct.
You are.
And honest with my feelings.
Yeah, I love that.
But I don't think that anything I said was like unkind or attacking. It just was
No. Okay, let me rephrase. So I guess when I hear about your interactions and connections, I notice who you're into and who you're not by how annoyed you get when we're not annoyed. You haven't been annoyed by this one yet. That's all. That's my gauge. I'm like, oh. Just like with me, you're like, oh, you're not as excited about this one. I'm like, oh, you're not as annoyed by this one. He must be the one. No one for that. So, did you talk about when you might see each other again?
Not yet. I'm waiting for him to like ask me on another date. I did tell him like my week was super crazy. Like he was asking, he's like, I know you said your week was super crazy. Like, what do you have going on? And I was like, well, you know, Tuesday I have this, and Wednesday I have this, and Thursday I have the podcast I'm doing with a friend. I was like, and Friday I have to be at my yoga studio for some stuff. I was like, and then Saturday I have a Halloween party I'm going to with another coworker. I was like, so this week's just like bedlam. So it may even be that he knows this week is bedlam. And so maybe by like tomorrow or Saturday, like he'll ask me like, you know, what's my Sunday or Monday look like?
I would hope he's picking up what you're putting down. Hop on, buddy. Like, get on.
Well, and especially because he's texting me every day and every evening and every afternoon actually, and like I've always responded. So I would think he would. I think he like knows I have a. I mean, he does know I have a crazy week. I told him. I mean, I literally like laid it out what I have going on each night. So I think that's part of it. Where like maybe he doesn't want to make me feel pressured, like knowing that I have all this stuff going on this week. Yeah.
Unlike crazy text guy who just wants to know where you're vacationing in your Jetson future.
With our fake kids that don't exist. That can carry their own bags.
Okay, so we like this one.
And he also didn't ask me to water his soul with my flowers. Or whatever that was.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, so points. Points for this guy. What do you call this guy?
trying to think. So he has a man bun.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a good name.
He's a good name. That's what I'm saying. What's this guy gonna be? We got phone call guy. We got long text guy. Which I think you should, if he asks you again about where you want a vacation, like literally, if he had the balls to do that, please say a monastery. So you'll shut the fuck up. And then maybe you'll be.
We should call him Man Bun Man.
Man, man, man?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Came to me.
Man, man, man. It's kind of all like one word. Man, man, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little mantra name.
Yep. But yeah, it was a good date. I enjoyed it. And it was a breath of fresh air after all that.
Hell yeah, no, I can feel that. I'm chilling over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like this one.
Yeah.
Man, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see if he stays.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Oh, it sure will. And it should take a little time.
Yeah.
Take a little time.
Oh, for sure. You know me, I move very slow with things, so.
Yeah, I know.
To each their own.
Absolutely. I'm learning. So
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, I hope that not next week, but the week after, maybe we get an update.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Or you can even skip one of my experiences, and if you have an update that's amazing, then maybe we update it.
We shall see.
We'll
see
go with the flow.
We'll see if he takes another date.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
If he takes you on another date prior to Thursday, next Thursday, you're up. I'm not gonna want to wait. They're not gonna want to wait.
Yeah, but if it's like a little tangent, we could do yours and then like still do a mini update. Yeah.
I need to get out on a date.
You do. I told you that.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I just the pool's dirty.
Girl.
I need a little man to slip on in there. Maybe I'll head out. I'll do my best. I'm on it.
Guys, pray she finds a date so she has a fun story for y'all next week.
I'm on it. I'm trying.
Thanks for tuning in. That is all we have for y'all this week. Just a reminder, we do have an Instagram. It is Seriously Sir 2, TOO. We also recently made a TikTok, Seriously Sir. And please, if you enjoyed this as well as our other episodes, hit the subscribe button and help us grow. And that is all we have for you this week. So we will see y'all next week. Bye.
That was good.